According to my 2016 Monster House video, Constance Nebercracker is slowly becoming the house, physically. A few of you shunned the idea, but recently I found out that in the original script, the inside of the house actually was made of human organs. So take that. My theory is proven. But that was 2016, now it's 2018, and I'm ready to hit this film again. I don't know yet where my theory will go, because this time I'm going through the film literally frame by frame to find anything suspicious, any threads I can tug at. Let's see what happens. Hello, I'm the Theorizer, and on an unrelated note, what the heck are DJ's parents doing during this film? Apparently a dentistry convention? Okay, how unrelated. So Monster House takes place in a town known as Mayville, a town based directly off of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, according to the film's transcript. Dustin James Walters has some mystery surrounding him, but it's like I've said before, this film is a hard one to deal with. There isn't a whole lot beneath the surface. There are, however, some hidden points that need some explaining, which is what truly intrigues me, which is why I'm going to do some of that today. DJ's walls and bedroom tell a lot about him, so as I go into detective mode, please endure this stream of consciousness as I might go fast. As seen on Dustin's walls, he holds a great fascination for army tanks and the anatomy of spiders, which is something I shall hold in my repertoire of evidence threads yet to be tugged. What brings grander curiosity to me, however, is the backstory of friendly neighborhood gothic punk Elizabeth. Her shirt reads Skull and Bones, which is most likely a rock band based solely off of her rebellious nature and blatantly forced punky idiosyncratic attitude. Funny enough, we know a person named Bones, don't we? Yes, we do. Bones is the nickname of Elizabeth's boyfriend who she invites over. He torments DJ a bit and then gets trapped inside the monster house. He escapes at the end of the film and tries to take Elizabeth back as his girlfriend, but she has moved on to someone else because he isn't very courteous. He says he doesn't care, and she presumably goes back after him because she still loves him. In the movie, Elizabeth confirmed he was a member of a rock band, though she never said the name of it. Even more shockingly mind-numbing is that we know someone named Skull as well. Arguably the polar opposite personality type of Bones, Skull is the nerdy gamer who was getting freaky with Elizabeth by the movie's end. Now, things are getting quite interesting. Skull and Bones, a rock band, and these two do have a connection, believe it or not. According to the filmmakers, I kid you not, they actually have a shared backstory. I'm not sure if it was ultimately removed from the main lore or not, but it revolved around these two being the main members of a metal band. The one on her shirt. The one whose tape she horribly dances to. I mean, just look at that horrifically bad shaky head thing. I just can't even. If this canonicity follows, it means Skull and Bones would have split long ago. Their rock group would have disbanded years prior to the film, as Skull has since developed the reputation of a respected gamer. Bands separate for many reasons. Perhaps it was Bones' desperation for the spotlight or his possible alcoholism. Maybe it was Skull's incessant laziness. Either way, something unfortunate happened, they split up, and Elizabeth ends up using Skull as a way to get Bones to pay attention to her by the end of the film. See what I mean? Unexplained trivia few people know about, observations not many people make. Even seen on the wall next to Skull in his gaming area is a poster of his dissolved band. Proof it's a part of this movie's canon. So, what can be done with this newfound information? Well, not much. I've been stuck on this script for literally months at this one sentence. No joke, typing single words every week because I'm stalling. But I suppose we need to delve deeper into the dynamic between these two. Yes, I'm creating one of these awesome theories, the difficult ones. The ones where we have to dig out the even deeper backstory using pure logic and backed assumption. Oh boy, let's go. So as I said, there is stark evidence of a band breakup as seen in the polarizing personality types of Skull and Bones. At the end of Monster House, Elizabeth uses Skull in order to get Bones to fall back in love with her. Skull seems to be quite enthralled with her, to the point where he likely believes that she's fallen for him. She seems to be rather adept at fooling him, implying she knows how he ticks. And she does. We have canonical proof that she knew him before the movie, hence why she was even with him here at all. Such a neat little extra scene to add, filmmakers. If Elizabeth knows the secret to the inner workings of Skull's enigmatic mind, then it leads me to believe that she dated him in the past, and this love triangle from hell is what split their band apart. Oh yes, she was likely a roadie, the cheerleading fan who tags along with the band on their tours. This brings a certain three-dimensionality to Elizabeth's character and may finally give us an explanation for her odd behavior. She could just be a normal rebellious old teenager, but she could also have been indoctrinated into their cultish band due to her desperate nature for self-acceptance. She's fame-starved and unwittingly causing drama between the band's own members, causing them to fracture. Now, it's quite clear that Bones is manipulative and is treating Elizabeth like a second-class citizen, especially by the end of the film, and it's all an act to drag her back into their relationship. Clearly it works, as she yells "Bones" in a worried tone after he walks away. The tape she inserts whilst she engages in a seizure dance is entitled "Skull and Bones Live at the Smell." This is a further indication that they actually had live gigs, and were quite a stable band, or at least as stable as bands these days can get. What's very integral to note is what Elizabeth says to Jenny upon their first meeting. She says, "When a guy pulls up to you in the drive-thru, give him his burger, not your number." Clearly this indicates that she did or does work at a burger joint. Interestingly enough, Skull works at a fast food joint as well, albeit a pizzeria. He's apparently doing his job during the film, as we see the arcade he resides in doubles as a pizzeria known as Pizza Freak. As seen on his hat, the pizza boxes scattered around, and the delivery car he drives at the end of the movie. Clearly Elizabeth was referencing Skull or Bones in her advice to Jenny, and it's most likely that she's referring to Bones. Skull has clothing that is more revealing than Bones, and still no tattoos are seen on him in typical places, but Bones could easily be hiding some underneath his denim. The way Skull looks at Bones at the end of the movie is interesting to say the very least. Quite frankly, he has dopey eyes, and he sort of mouths, "Oh," as Bones approaches, almost like he's come to the realization that Elizabeth is manipulating him in order to get to Bones. Clearly, this isn't the first time manipulation has occurred between the three of them, as Bones and Elizabeth likely had a power struggle in regards to who should own the band. Bones likes to trail Elizabeth on, and she likes to trail him on. They're manipulating each other, which makes for the interesting dynamic we see between them in the movie. When Elizabeth tries to trick Bones into falling back in love with her at the end of the film, he simply says whatever, forcing her to drag herself back to him. It's likely he manipulated her into the band crew. Skull just got caught up all in the middle, driving him to the crazed life he has today. So Bones came up to Elizabeth's drive-thru at the burger joint she worked at, and she was fooled into giving him her number. The following chain of events led Elizabeth to partake in the dynamics of Skull and Bones' band. Elizabeth and Bones' manipulative power struggle was too much for Skull, along with the drinking and partying, so he was driven to becoming an obsessed gamer. He worked at a pizza joint after the events of all this, likely because this is the kind of job he did before the band, perhaps even working at Elizabeth's burger joint, tying it all back around again. After all of these events, Elizabeth remained dating Bones, and Skull was left in a state of shock after the transpiring events were too much for him to handle. Wow, for a film centering around a monster house, there sure is a lot of unrelated lore contained within it. I'm now shocked at what remains. If this is the case for such a frivolous throwaway character like Skull, then I'm certain there must be more. I'm just not looking hard enough. So, I'll keep looking. I'll stay in touch, and if I find more regarding the love triangle, the monstrous abode, or most importantly, Constance Nebercracker, I will not hesitate to share. Movie lore is the best lore, and this is so much fun and very interesting. Until next time, I'm the Theorizer.